Hi. Hello. So today we were very busy on Environmental Coffee House, and we kept, I'm just looking at some information. We kept pretty busy with Jackie Lukman, who did some streaming for us, and we did share Kevin Gilbert, and we shared Last Real Indian, and we shared Jill Steinside, and we shared a lot of people's live streams, and it was a really good day for that. Now, I was really tired, and I took a nap, and lo and behold, I wake up, and it really is a different world. It's a different world. So I wake up and I, look at my iPad, because it's just one of those things that I do. I always do it. And like now I'm looking for the news, and well, what do I read? I read that our new president has done the unthinkable. Not even in one day. Not even in one day. He took down the section in the White House website. It's a harbinger for the future. The White House website has removed pages devoted to climate change action and posted newly sworn in President Donald Trump's pledge to undo environmental regulations and revive America's coal industry. Okay, let me get myself together. That's emotional, right? And I know that in DC, Michael Moore did a speech, and I haven't had a chance to see it because I wanted to come live and tell everybody that, we're going to make it through this, but it's a shock. And he also took down the so he took down America's First Energy Plan and references to the LGBT rights and civil rights information. And, well, what are we going to do here? We're going to have to take it into our own hands. All this being said, we will take this in our own hands. So let me read a little bit. Republican-dominated states have sued to halt the climate action plan, and last February the Supreme Court granted a stay on the rules until a lower court hears the case. Okay. Oklahoma Attorney General Scott Pruitt, who we just talked about last night, who is Trump's nominee to head the EPA, led the charge to block the plan. Now, this wasn't even one day. Not even one day, and this happens. So the U.S. coal industry, they say, has struggled. Okay, well, that's because it's a dirty, polluting industry. And because in those states, because of the short-sightedness of the administrations in those states who have neglected to look to bring jobs to their people, is why they don't have jobs. Okay, they could have done something, but no, we're going to revive the coal industry. We are going to be, what we're going to be essentially is China. Backwards, actually. So, and we have the U.S. national gas boom likely sealed the domestic coal industry's fate as the less polluting fuel became cheaper. So we know that's, what are we talking about? Fracking. And the Trump administration is also committed to clean coal technology and to reviving that coal industry. I can't even believe it. I really can't even believe it. The new president's energy plan, to the extent it's explained on the website, seems to signal a shift away from renewable energy sources, away from them. Away from them, okay? And, well, we know that Trump called it a hoax in this day and age. I can't even imagine what client scientists must be going through. I can't even imagine. Well, anyway, I'm just reading a little bit here because I am shocked. And I know that it's going to rally us, that we are just going to we're going to have to take it into our own hands. We're really going to have to take it into our own hands. This thing is bothering me. So, let's see. Trump, who has called climate change a hoax, also has stacked his cabinet with fossil fuel allies, which we all know, who have, think it's a hoax, and they acknowledge that the planet is warming. The question, the overwhelming scientific evidence that puts blame on carbon emissions. So that means that writer that I've talked about, Norman Roberts, I think it's Roberts, and I'm going to look that up really quick. I think it's Roberts of the American Thinker. It's a right-wing magazine. That is going to be the person that is writing climate information for our country. Okay? He is the biggest climate denier going. Okay, his name is Norman Roberts. Norman Rogers. Forgive me. Norman Rogers. Okay. He has written things like, I'll give you a little example here. We're gonna, this is where we are headed. We are definitely headed in the wrong direction. Oh man, I wanted to go. I think I kind of lost it. Darn it. You know when you're online and you want to find something that you really need and you can't find it? Oh my gosh. Well, Norman Rogers from American Thinker is a person that he says the motivation behind, now this was the motivation behind Obama. The motivation behind the administration's energy program is very simple and obvious. The motivation has nothing to do with science and everything to do with political constituencies. The leftist green movement in the United States is very large and very powerful. The Greens are advocates for distinctly bizarre energy policies. They deeply believe in man-made global warming, no matter if there is massive evidence casting doubt on the theory. Okay? This is what we're up against. Yes, Cindy, we're going to fight. But this is what we're up against. Mark my words. I'm going to read you more because this is the guy you all have to become familiar with, because if you read what Norman Rogers writes, that is what we're going to be living in. He says, the administration is not going to offend the Sierra Club, the Audubon Society, the Environmental Defense Fund, or many similar organizations and the fellow traveling media. If this important constituency believes that global warming threatens an imminent catastrophe, then the administration will support their point of view. Well, that's not what's going to happen now, is it? Now what's going to happen? What's going to happen now? We're going to have an administration that's going to gut everything that we are working towards. Now, you know that we saw, 91, 95, whatever the amount of whales that beached themselves and died on Florida coasts. I shudder to think what the next 4 years is going to bring. I shudder. So there is a basic contradiction between the green program and the need to keep the lights on. Most of the green solutions are more fantasy than solution. The green constituency loves windmills, solar energies, and things like biofuels. Okay, here we go. None of this remotely competitive or practical. So here we go. It's money. It's always about money. Share this, because I'm telling you guys, you need to read this guy. And he writes a lot. And this is who influences our new president. might think that the United States Department of Energy is supposed to devise and implement intelligent policies that are scientifically sound and economically efficient. Perhaps that's what happens in some alternative universe. This is the guy. Yep. That is not to say that everything the department does is junk science. Okay. Now, it's like, the problem with the political approach to policy is that craziness feeds on itself. So they call us crazy. And if the Department of Energy blesses solar energy because certain loony but influential groups think it is swell, then sensible people, under the illusion that the DOE, Department of Energy, that they want to put Rick Perry in, who has shares in Dapple, they must, they can't, that they're saying that we can't figure out what it is. Okay, so under the illusion. And basically, I really don't want to go into too much about him, but he is, this guy is really unbelievable. And so we know now that in one of his articles, he wrote about CO2 as being healthy. Okay, that CO2 is healthy, and the more CO2 we have, the plants will grow better. I am so freaked out. I'm trying not to cry, actually, because I am very upset. So they write, less expensive energy will be a big boost to American agriculture as well, says the new White House site. Wow. The website, the Council on Environmental Quality, founded in 1969, disappeared. It just disappeared today. 1969, mind you. How many years is that we're going to go back? 48 years? Hi, Joy. 48 years? So study after study, this is now a good thing I'm reading. I've changed. Study after study shows the planet began rapidly warming as the concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere soared in response to human beings burning coal, oil, and gas on an industrial scale, which we know. We do know this. We're not loonies like Norman Rogers tells us. Roberts, whatever the fuck his name is, I'm sorry. And that 2016 was the hottest year on record. So, get ready. Get ready, because we're going to have to fight. But right now, today, at this minute, Inauguration Day, I stayed all day. I worked hard on the website to get things up and on the page. And this is what I wake up to after a nap. So I was so tired. Minutes after he was sworn in, any illusion that Trump would act in the best interest of families in this country as president were wiped away by a statement of priorities that constitute a historic mistake on one of the key crises facing our planet and an assault on public health. The Sierra Club executive director Michael Bruni said in a statement, "This is shameful and a dark start to Trump's presidency and a slap in the face to any American who thought Trump might pursue the national interest." Nope. Nope. No national interest here. I know I'm probably all red, but I am so angry and so upset. No national interest here. How Trump might actually ease coal's pain is unclear, even though coal magnate Robert Murray said in 2004, if you think it's coming back, you're smoking dope. Wow. So, what are we going to do, guys? What do we do? What do we do? Okay, I want to find one more article from this dude, because it is really important to know what we're against. And I am, on our page, in the upcoming months, we are going to let you guys know what we're up against and what we have to do. Now, this guy writes, it's perfectly reasonable that adding CO2 to the atmosphere could cause some warming, probably minor. This perfectly reasonable supposition was turned into unreasonable dogma. They realized that if CO2 were inflated into the Great Satan, okay, this is what they call us, guys, it would be very beneficial for their careers. Backwater scientists in the obscure specialty, this guy says. This is how these people think. Atmospheric science is backwater. It's a backwater thing, okay? He says that these scientists promoting doomsday theory of global warming. It's a doomsday warning. Holy fuck, man. I didn't think it was going to be this fast, and I didn't think it was going to be this bad. And I've been working my butt off on researching and reading. And you know what? Throughout this country, we have pipeline fights, and you know what they just did? The camps are closed. The camps are completely closed in South Dakota. They lost the fight. They lost the fight. So this guy goes into talking. He talks about how CO2 gas can be absorbed by the oceans as a dissolved gas. And, you know, he talks like he's a scientist, but he's not a freaking scientist. The guy is a whack job. And he's going to call us loonies? And that's it. You know, I digress. Okay? I want you guys, though, I want you to know that Norman Rogers is the danger, and he is the enemy. Norman Rogers, okay, he's the enemy. For American thinker he writes for. So, now what about the LGBT? What about LGBT? It's all gone. All gone from the website. What does that mean? What does this mean? Okay, let's see. It means that they're probably going to repeal marriage laws. They're going to try to make it state by state. I don't know. And I know they're here. Hang in there, he writes. The revolution continues. Trump Day 1, game on. Yes, you're right. Game on. Share this because I'm telling you guys, game is on. And you know what? I don't get this pissed very often, but I am so mad you have no idea. So mad. But I'm going to get my composure. I was like this the day that I found out about DAPL and how that pipe was going to destroy where they live, and I was mad. And you know what that did? It made me put into action what the path is for the rest of my lousy life. It's going to be to try to undo what's been done, the damage that's been done by these people that voted for this lunatic and by the DNC for colluding against Bernie Sanders so that we now have this guy setting him up to win so that these idiot sheeple that voted him in fell right for the DNC ploy. They fell for it. The DNC built up Trump, and these people, in their infinite non-wisdom, voted for a great America that, in my estimation, we're going to be wearing gas masks like they do in Beijing. That's how I feel. And I think it's going to happen. So, gone was the LGBT rights, civil rights, and health care. So none of that is on the White House page. Now, it could be that the new administration has nothing yet to reveal about these subjects. One day. Oh, boy. It says, welcome to America's first energy plan. You know what that's going to be, right? That's going to be frack every minute, frack every land, frack in Alaska. You know, we're going to open up to drilling, okay, for oil. We are going to sell all the privatization that these people have been pushing for, these oil companies. They're going to be selling, the federal government will be selling them land. Trump Day 1, game on, may not give us the kind of it may be giving us a good feeling, but they're going to sell our federal lands. They're going to undo the Antiquities Act. And I bet the next thing that they're going to do, that were named national monuments, any land that was named a national monument by Obama by the Interior, Secretary of Interior, that will be taken back too. Okay? That will be taken back, because he'll put in somebody that is going to say, well, profits over anything else, and they don't care. So as I read this to you, I'm very sorry that I am like this, but you know what? I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. We're just going to have to really do something. We're going to have to mobilize, and all of us loonies, so to speak, as Norman Rogers calls us, we're going to have to mobilize. Every single environmental group, we need power. And you know how we got behind Bernie? And he got the most donations ever? We need to save our money, and $27 at a time, we need to get money together to fight. Without money, we can't fight. And I hate to say it, but that's really what's going to be all about. And Keir says we need to storm Congress and name and shame them and scare them and fight them in every district. Well, that was what I was going to go to next. Politically. I have always said locally. You have to get involved in your politics locally. Everybody. Everyone who I call, and I've coined, an environment protector. It's no longer just water, guys. We are environment protectors. So get used to that word, because that's what me, Sandra Shellis, is calling it. Environment protectors. We are environment protectors, and we got to get going. Save your $27, because there's going to be an organization, and it's going to be something like what Bernie did. I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to do something, and we are going to amass a fortune like he did, and we are going to fight tooth and nail. Local. Get involved in your local government. I am. I was an election inspector. Excuse me. I might be too old to run, you know, for anything. I don't know. And I don't know if I would. I think I'm better doing this. But, oh my God. I really have to get it together. I just can't. Well, anyway. So, let's go over this really quick so I can let y'all go. Local policies. They affect our life. Get involved. Let's network through all of these organizations. It's not just the big ones that Norman fuckface, I don't like the guy at all, okay, that he named off. I know the Sierra Club and the big ones. It's all of these local organizations are going to have to get put together by a web. And all of us, oh my God, all of us have to join into something. We can't just be computer, activists. I can, excuse me, I don't even have a tissue. We can't be computer activists, though. We have to actually get up off our asses and do something, which I do, and I try as much as I can, because, you know, I'm disabled, but what's the next thing for me? They're going to kick me off of that. And I just read something that, you know what? It's going to shut down the research, It's going to shut down the research by all these climate scientists. And I worked in higher ed, and the NIH and the NSB, the NSA, National Science Association, and all those granting organizations that give money to the scientists in the colleges. Watch out. Watch out. This is going to have far-reaching effects. So what did I say? What are we called? We are environmental. What are we? We're not just water protectors. We're environment protectors. From now on, if anybody asks you, what are you? I'm an environment protector. And I'm going to save every goddamn last bit of money I have. That I have, and I don't have much. But I donated a lot of money to Bernie, and I'll damn do it for this. Okay? So that's what we got to do, guys. The page is gone. The gay LGBT, it breaks my heart. I can't even imagine what my gay friends are feeling right now. I can't even imagine the fear that they must. Hi, Shelly. I can't even imagine the fear that my friends must have right now that are gay. Not even a day. Not even 24 freaking hours and this guy does this. Well, that's all I have for you folks. That's all I have. We are climate protectors. We are environment protectors. Every single one of you. Oh, Shelly, it is being updated. Yes. What do you think it's going to be updated with? I didn't tell you. You just came in. You need to read this Norman Rogers because Norman Rogers is the primary climate denying writer, and this is where all those people get their information from. And if you read him, you'll know what we're up against. Okay. So I don't want to be on any longer. I am not happy. And all of us, climate and water protectors, are now environment protectors. Save your money. Get involved. Save your money and get involved. But you got to know your enemy. You have to know your enemy because these people are our enemy. They are the enemy of the earth and they are our enemy. They are not thinking in our best interest and they don't care. So for today, thank you. I love you too, Shelly. I love my friends. For today, we have to digest this. Tomorrow, we have to start. Tomorrow. He didn't give us any time. He didn't freaking wait. Nope, they did not wait. And even if they take away our right to peacefully assemble, we're going to do it anyway. We're going to have to. We're going to learn from the beginning of North Dakota. We're going to learn from how those camps compose themselves, and we're going to do it. So share this. Share this so that I can get my message out. That y'all got to save your money so you can donate like you did to Bernie. Oh, Shelly, good. Have a good time. She's going to march in D.C. tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of tears, especially in the gay community. Save your money because we're going to need it. Any disposable income you have, save it. And another thing is taking it into your own hands means we're going to have to all do things with our lives. I mean, we really are. We're going to have to boycott things. We're going to have to change our fuel consumption. We're going to have to do whatever we can do against these people. And we have to get them in the pocketbook. So, I've done enough. I want to go cry somewhere. But thank you very much. And share this. And I look forward to talking to all of my climate and water and environment protectors. Have a great night, because we have a big fight ahead.